Look like my computer just decided to kill itself. I don't know why that happened, but it happened. Now we're back into the battle. Nothing interesting happening so far. Nothing interesting happened so far. These longbows from Hot will definitely be annoying for MinCho to deal with. Having the advantage of both range and on being on the defender's side gives them a good advantage point. Slowly but surely, they're actually picking off a couple of these Imperial pikemen as they push these siege towers up. I would definitely like to see a forward defense from someone, but it does not look like Hot is going to commit to a forward defense. We've got quite a few people here still. MC probably expecting a full retreat any time now, but again, like, you still have the option to defend the first wall. Down goes the middle gate. A lot of the walls are being finally finished off. Massive push coming here from the right-hand side, but does look like Hot is doing one hell of a retreat. Everyone's getting out of there as fast as they can. We got some heroes getting the supply point for free. Here comes the rest of MC flooding into the city, but as the defenders move into the C point, fairly well, doesn't look like MC is going to try to give chase. But then again, you can't really do much. Been a long time since we've seen a outer wall defense, but it's okay. We all know that nearly every single map, it always comes down to a seaside. With most maps, a lot of the strategy is to defend the C point. C point normally being one of the more defensible options. Classic strategy to dislodge the defenders at the C point here is to start mortaring. A lot of the units will actually take shelter inside a tower. But MC doesn't look to be setting up the mortars yet. Whoa! What are we doing here? These mortars are pretty far back. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hit anything, actually. MC deploying mortars on the backside supply, on not the backside supply point, on the outer wall. Be interesting to see what it hits. I think they wasted three of them? Three of them at least. Longbows doing their best to harass the enemy. Hot letting go of the left-hand supply point. Very interesting choice here. Left-hand supply point being let go by Hot means that they can get attacked by in three directions. This could be very bad for the defending side. They'll definitely need to win at least two of the sides and isolate the attackers from one direction. The majority of MC is actually here on this left-hand side, so if they can hold off MC's frontal attack and bottleneck them here at the left-hand side, could be very good for the defenders. Definitely not committing to the climb here. Only two ladders to get up. Not going to be good. We got some prefecture guards just kind of walking around. Not doing very much. Grape shots being deployed by Hot. This narrow passageway makes it very good for annihilating heroes that like to stick their heads out. Just got to time the shots well. I do believe a semi-rotation has happened. We've got some more guys heading over to the south side. This west side supply point just Definitely got a lot of guys here, but definitely don't want to push through into a Fortebraccio and a heavy lineup like this. We got some loyal guards coming out from MC on the south side. We got some on the east side entrance as well. Berserkers, in fact. Want to pressure the enemy, present yourselves, but no mortaring happening, which is very interesting for MC, not choosing to use advantage of their artillery, but they could be using artillery to get to be used in battle. We've got some Imperial pikemen here at the tunnel. This will be interesting to see if they can actually get a unit up. A surprise attack here could be massive. Opens up the left-hand side. We've got a lot of guys on the left-hand side. If this guy opens it up, this could be a full flood in from a supply point. And once the attackers are in, they have all the advantages. The only problem is that Hot just needs to keep them out for the present. So long as the attackers haven't made a foothold inside the sea point, Hut can easily keep pressuring the attackers. Time is ticking, though, but we do have 10 odd minutes, 10 and a half minutes. Whoa, what just happened there? The south side seems to be being pressured by something. Go, left-hand side. I'm not sure what you're waiting for. It does not look like anything's there, but I could be wrong. He's got Imperial pikes ready to go. No one's poking their heads out. Interesting. We've only got a couple of infantry on the ground here for this left-hand side. But they haven't flooded through yet. They're waiting for the tower units to come. Here they come, in fact. Got some Nafan guards in the back. Finally, the push coming out from the left-hand side. Double Imperial Pike Marches, but the Imperial Pike Marches are very far away. Could have waited a little bit longer before getting in. Does sweep out a Fortebraccio fairly easily, in fact. With the massive kickoff, we've got units being killed from... the defender's getting pushed out, and the attack is definitely gaining a massive foothold here. This is the worst situation Hot could have asked for. But here comes some Winged Hussars. Winged Hussars make it all the way through, in fact, but only cleaning up half of the attackers will need a second charge, or at very least some more reinforcements. This loyal guard at the front doing very well for himself. And Tundra Human mostly misses, unfortunate, but they're going to do a backswing and more Tundra Humans come into the mix. Looks like they're just going to brute force it through. But some more Imperial Pikes coming in, and Fortebraccios reinforcing that left-hand side. Here come some Winged Hussars. Winged Hussars actually just plow right through the defensive line of the attackers. The attackers getting pushed right out. The defenders is getting massive kills right now. Troop advantage in the defenders' favor. They want to catch this Fortebraccio. They've got a lot of cavalry. The less pike units you see on the field, the more effective this cavalry can be. Does look like we've got a lot of swords and shields being deployed here. I believe the defenders came out big with that attack. At the beginning of the attack, I do believe that the primary south side definitely took a massive hit. It's very unfortunate that they let those flamethrowers destroy it, but when the left side did come in, it did collapse in on the defenders. But eventually, the defenders came in with massive reinforcements. Here comes another push, maybe a little bit fast, but does look fairly significant. We've got some Prefecture Guards coming through. Prefecture Guards will be very good at dealing some damage. But a slow grind of units. Metallitor's now also being deployed, shooting directly at that entranceway. It's going to be a pain in the ass for the defenders to get through. I do believe that is going to be it for the defenders for the C point here. Would not advise to push any further. This is a solid push here. Even if you throw in cavalry, it's not going to work very well. Prefecture guards doing extraordinarily well for themselves here. Fighting on the front there for a long time. Do believe a couple of the heroes getting killed off, especially those frontline loyal guards getting killed off easily, does mean that the loyal guards are not in their optimal condition. You really need them in brace and constantly reforming. Oof. They're trying to hold the attackers here. Big hits coming out from Metallitor's. Metallitor's definitely winning them the day here. I'm not sure if this sacrifice is going to be worth it, but definitely massive for the defenders. The advantage is slight, but here comes some more cavalry. They want to try to turn the tide with massive cavalry charges, but the cavalry getting stopped, mostly because they're getting hit by something, mostly some stray shots. Some forward loyal guards and expedition knights are trying to rush their way towards the supply point. More and more defenders seem to be throwing themselves out here, but the attackers have slowed down with the main mass being killed off. It'll be a while for the attackers to get en masse again, but if they don't take out that Metallitor, it could be very difficult for them. Here comes some Berserkers in the back. Berserkers will be great for a brawl, but definitely need some support. Without some support, they can't go as crazy as they would, but definitely gaining a massive advantage here. Cleaning up 2 of the units, in fact. MC getting halted here when moving into the inner side wall. Good strategy for Hot. Not giving up this intersection just yet. We got to see Crusaders also hold this intersection. Not sure what to call it, but massive win here. We've actually got Yaltank on permadeath here. Only 1 permadeath for MC. Oh, actually, may have got 2 permadeath. Being 2 heroes down is massive for either side. So right now, MC definitely on the losing side with less units and less heroes. Hot could definitely challenge whatever they throw at them. So whatever you're thinking of, MC, you definitely got to make it fast. You got to make it also strong and resilient, because you're going to expect at least +1 of the defenders going to be trumping everything you do. It's very difficult to gauge how effective like 1 extra unit is when it's like versus 15 other units. 1 extra unit or 1 extra hero could definitely turn the tide, or like secure sections. And it's even worse when we're considering that the attacking side has down 1. The defenders being down 1 is not too much of a problem. You can always use your defending advantage. But here, for the attackers, being down 1 means that the defenders now outclass them in just sheer strength. Strength in numbers is what it's all about when you're attacking sometimes. Poor choice to not start mortaring here. I've never seen a mortaring tactic here, mainly because we don't get to see very many defenses. But it's going to be a long while. MC definitely wants to bring back that troop disadvantage. We're looking at a lot of woodcutters or low tier units at the very least. Mainly, I haven't seen very... Actually, in fact, I don't see any tier 4s. Tier 3 and below. This is not good. Not good at all for MC. If you don't have anything with a big ability, you can't really win in a... when you got the disadvantage in units like this. But we will see. I'm pretty sure that when it comes down to it, MC will still put up a good fight once they do begin their push. And it does look like some of these mortars do get some hits on, but I don't see anything changing in the situation. It's got 500 to 400. 400 being the attackers, 500 being the defenders. It's definitely not a good situation still. Pike Militia will be one of the more dangerous things. We've actually got some tertials, which will probably be the most dangerous things, and they're in a very defensible position. 3 tribs are available for the attackers. I would trib that tertial every single time they pop their heads out. Probably the most dangerous thing. Whoa, take that back. I just saw some Metallitor fire. These Metallitor files is way more dangerous than what those tertials can dish out. Tertials not even shooting at the pile of infantry here, flooding their way through. Already massive losses coming out for the attackers. Getting sandwiched from both sides is not a good idea. Winged Hussars going to try to force their way through, but with the slow and also just the hero mass, they get completely wiped out. These Halberdier Sergeants actually doing some work. Where did they come from? Halberdier Sergeants probably being the strongest units out here right now. Well, out on the front. Big win we got here. They're finally moving on to the final point. They're gonna all in it. They don't need to resupply because there's literally nothing to resupply. This is probably the only things they have. And they're gonna sacrifice it all. This Jewel Blade doing very well. Takes out a short sword. Those short swords will be difficult to take out. Whoa, what is happening here? Heroes from MC losing out. I mean, not losing out, winning. Hot not having enough troops or something? Where you guys at? Here comes some Winged Hussars. Some tertials also being thrown in the mix. They were definitely not prepared for this rush. Down goes another. You need to take out that grape shot or you're going to lose more members to this grape shot. Down it goes. Both the spears getting killed. Only 2 members left. Dropping the ball at the very end. Good job, MC. Massive push. Throwing your lives here at the base point was probably not the smartest idea. An impressive push. I'm very surprised. I did not expect this at the very end. MC actually winning their attack as well, sending it to a field battle. Field battle is where it's going to end at, the decider. Who is better at cavalry? I'm actually not sure. Both teams have seemed to have used a preference for cavalry, but they're not gonna... I'm not gonna say who is better at cavalry because I can't really say. Even being 1 hero down, even being units down. In fact, now considering a little bit, MC has been throwing in a lot of lower tier units in the mix. I believe the Halberdier Sergeants carried the day there. Halberdier Sergeants really just won them there. They dealt with the Hussars really easily. I believe the Hussars downstairs were very terrifying, but was slowed down eventually by just sacrifice after sacrifice. It's it's not very good for cavalry when they get slowed, and especially since like when they get bogged down like that. This is the these are the kinds of plays you want to see. Desperate moves, and it works out in the end. I think Hot dropping the ball at the very end definitely frightened them when they were pushing towards base point. They really needed to re-solidify a defense, but I do believe it just came down to the fact that they didn't have anything strong enough to withstand the mass of heroes. But dying out to those grape shots would have been a very big surprise as well. Here we go. The final battle between Hot versus MC or MinCho will come down to a tiebreaker grassland. As much as I don't like the game mode, it will be interesting to see who wins in the end. Neither side dominating with cavalry so far in their previous performance, but I will have to consider what kind of units they bring. A lot of double golden tier cavalry coming out from MC, probably in the inferior Northlands cavalry from since the latter nerfs. We've got a couple of pikemen actually being used from Hot here. Tundra humans being an optimal choice for efficiency. This will be a massive battle of cavalry. A lot of golden tier calves could win out in pure stats, but let's see how well either team decides to use their cavalry. We got MC on the north side and Hot on the south side. Going for a classic safe and the B push. It's going to be a massive battle at B with just a couple of people heading towards the safe zone, safe points being the points that are closer to you. C if you're on the bottom side, A being on the top side. But Hot does seem to want to challenge that. We've got a spear user and a short sword user challenging from both sides. I'm going to challenge for the A point. Massive engagement about to begin. Winged Hussars getting cleaned up from Hot, but does look like on the reverse they do clean up some more. But Tundra Humans coming in through the side could clean up this Winged Hussar, cleaning up unit after unit right now. This is going to be exchange after exchange. Imperial Pikes are on point for Hot. Coming down like a tidal wave. We've got Tundra Humans probably catching out a lot of Winged Hussars that have used their charge. Again, as long as Winged Hussars have their charge, they're the most frightening thing in the world, but without it, they're nothing. Tundra Humans will definitely win out in just a regular battle without abilities. Well, I say without abilities, that's because Patrol has such a low cooldown. MC definitely losing out on heroes here, but a couple of Winged Hussars still survive. This is not good for MC. MC massively lost out hard here. Shows you the power of Tundra Humans catching these Winged Hussars at the most vulnerable without charge or after directly out charge. Imperial Pikes doing their money's worth at the very least, stopping another charge from Winged Hussars. Does look like they're down to the bare minimum. Almost all of them are dead or at least dying. MC definitely want to try to keep contesting this B-side push, but Hot is also on the offensive though. Respawns have come in. Tundra Humans trying to go to catch these guys at the supply point. He does catch a couple. Oh, unfortunately, caught on the reverse side. Not very good for Hot here. Hot definitely outnumbered, but what is that? Those Northernlands cavalry definitely not had a good day. Missing massively, probably tracking onto the hero there. Getting attacked from the backside from Tundra Humans. Not a good exchange at all. Tundra Humans charging into the middle of nothing. But it might get some kills, in fact. They did get finished off, finally. Although the unit count is 500 in favor of Hot, do have to consider that Hot has massive numbers of infantry. Can easily turn the tide with a lot of cavalry just mowing them all down, but I do doubt that MC has enough cavalry now to mow down the rest of the infantry. In fact, I believe at the first exchange, the Tundra Humans have done their leadership's worth in damage at the very least. The more MC throws in units like this by themselves without support, the more they leave themselves vulnerable, one after another. Another cavalry keeps getting caught with very little gains. Going for a double dodge. This could actually work out. No, in fact, that winged hussar from Hot actually catching the backside of MC's winged hussar. Massive exchanges happening. But finally being finished off, although Hot definitely is not supporting their members when they do those wide swings. They want to hold, quite a few of them actually just want to hold around the B point. MC taking massive losses though, not expecting those flanks, at least not challenging them. Really need to challenge those exchanges instead of letting them through. This is what happens when coordination is at its weakest. Both teams coordinating very badly, but definitely does seem like Hot's broader approach to having a solid line while cavalry flank around is working out very well. The usage of infantry will be key here. Hot actually bringing in a mixture of high tier infantry is definitely a massive advantage for Hot, especially on the defending side. Especially when you've got the advantage like this. MC will need to take a point back. No points have been captured off the base points just yet, so it could come down to just who has more of the points. When I say points, percentage, what do I call them? Base points. Anyway, Hot actually not going to sit back and defend the B point for time. They're actually just moving forward. Here comes a winged hussar charge on some Northern Lands cavalry. Easily gets cleaned up. Massive push towards the supply point. This could be a triple cap push. Again, very strange choice to have some Northern Lands cavalry. Northern Lands cavalry not getting any good hits out. But when it's up against a mass, it really doesn't cut it anymore when it's more than 16 units or more than when you're trying to deal with multiple units. Oh, the exchanges here at the supply point not going in the favor of Hot. Two members down for each side. Could really come down to how many heroes each side has, but I take that back actually. Infantry still in the mix with the supply point going towards Hot. More and more of the MC players getting killed here. They gotta be careful. I do believe a couple of them are on critical, or if not, at least on their last lives. Pulling off the charge from the Tundra humans at the very end, probably not the greatest idea. This supply point, if this supply point gets taken, they can switch units, which is very bad for MC. And MC actually coming down to less than 400 units. This means that they've gone critical. They barely got any units left. They've got 5 heroes on the field. Hot doing amazing work right now, beating out every single one of these battles one by one. Oh no. MC actually choosing to just leave the battle 4 minutes before the end. MC choosing to forfeit. Unfortunate. Does look like a lot of people on their last lives. Hot's doing amazing work though. Good job. I believe the Tundra humans actually sweeping out those winged hussars in the first exchange was massive. And also the usage of the infantry in having infantry in the mix really messed over MC. But with that, we've got Hot moving up. Hot moving on as the top 8 teams of the Asia Pacific region. We'll get to see in a second who is going to be playing to not tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is Saturday, meaning no tournament battle. Get to see the day after. Whew. I like how a lot of them just have like city names. Well, actually, Totoro is a character name. Hong Kong place. Finsenro. Vincenzo. No idea. Seoul, Tokyo, BJ. Sun, Violent. Moonlight, Mail. Longinus, Red. Tari, Sean, and Cove. I congratulate all of you for getting it this far. It's not easy getting into the top 8 of the Asia Pacific region, especially when you got quite a few competitors. Alright, since they haven't switched off of it just yet, I'm just going to just pull up the thing myself, if I can find it. Oh, we only yeah. So on the Sunday, we'll have the last set of battles. We have Takeover versus Wildfire and Kingdom versus Bretonia. I'd very much like to see Bretonia make it into the top 8 against the Kingdom. And I'm not sure which team I'd go for Takeover versus Wildfire. We've seen them fight before last season, but this will be the first match I've seen in this season where I get to see Wildfire perform. I hope they go with their classic infantry-heavy lineup, but infantry has been kind of the favorite for teams, especially since double cavalry setup has been very out of fashion or out of the meta for now. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see TESS versus HongKongX because HongKongX pulled out. That's just a reminder for that. And with Hot moving, beating out MC for top 8 spot. Just the last two battles for the top 8 or the second round elimination. And then on the Monday next week, we get to begin the second stage where we get to see the semi quarterfinals. I believe it's semi quarterfinals, with the first match being Crusaders versus BBYK, and I believe it is Formerholt versus JCT. Oh no, or VNLs. Wow, I do not remember the results of the battles at all. But with that said, I believe that is all for tonight. Thank you for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. But other than that, my name's Azakai. Have a nice day. I'll catch you on the Sunday, not tomorrow because it is TW. So good night and goodbye.